Hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm stopping by to talk about something important, what you need to know. And what you need to know is not really so much because if you can find the, the key, the pearl of great price, that gives you the right state of mind, a blessed state of mind, and you love that state of mind. In other words, you love the truth. You love what's right. You love innocence. And you are willing to admit when you see that you're wrong. See, a lot of people, they get to the point, they reach a point, and this happens tens of thousands, maybe millions of times in their life, many times a day. There's a point where you see that you're wrong. You're impatient. You're resentful. You're sneaky. You're dishonest. You're cowardly. You're selfish. And if you could see that, especially when it involves somebody else, someone is there, maybe your loved one, maybe a colleague at work, and you say something that's catty, or you tell a little gossip to make yourself feel important, trying to build yourself up at the expense of somebody else. See? You see that. And if you could just stay with that and just see it without trying to hide it, without trying to deny it, without resenting seeing it, then you would remain in that state where you are close to truth, and you would simply see something wrong about yourself. And there's magic in that moment, because in that delicate moment, you are affirming your allegiance to what is right, to what is true, and you see the wrong. In this case, you're wrong, and you don't deny it, and you don't hate the truth for showing it to you. You don't hate the light for seeing it, and you just bear the truth. And that keeps you aligned with truth. You see what I mean? Then another thing that can help you to find this blessed state, which is the key to life and the key to salvation, is when you do something and then someone asks you why you did it or something, or you ask yourself and you make an excuse. You make an excuse, or you try to justify it or rationalize it somehow. And that is proof positive that you were in some level of hypnosis where you were carrying out something that had been programmed into you, something that you heard, something that was suggested. Your mind picked it up and you did that, but it wasn't really your idea. It wasn't really something that you wanted to do. It just it was like you were acting unconsciously. See, now it's a little moment. Now there are big moments where people act unconsciously, where they become filled with rage and anger and then do something really dumb. Or they get totally emotional and they do something really dumb. Like, for example, they gamble away their money or something like that. You see what I mean? Or they get caught up in the group and under the pressure from the group, they take drugs or smoke or something like that. So there are those, a lot of those actually. But I'm just now talking about the little moment when you do something and then you make an excuse for why you did it. If at that moment you could see that you're making an excuse, or better yet, you see yourself doing it and you wonder, what'd I do that for? And you don't try to give yourself an answer. You just wonder, what'd I do that for? Or what's that all about? Or, just stay with that. If you just stayed with that, then you are close, see, very close to the pure truth, the pure realization. See, truth begins to act through you. Through you, it acts through you. You can see the error that you made, or you see your own wrong. But instead of fighting the truth, or denying it, or trying to cover it up, or trying to make yourself right, or trying to put on a show for yourself or for other people or for God, you just see it. That puts you very close to that kind of a consciousness aligned with God and His truth, a consciousness that is willing to know the truth and not resent the truth, that makes principle and what is right and what is true more important than your own ego. You see? Now, all through life, see, you couldn't really help it because you were born as a fallen creature in a fallen world, and you were born into a world where basically all you knew was tease and challenges, and everybody teased you and everybody challenged you, and like that. And so they poked and prodded and challenged and teased and stimulated your ego. And so that's all you knew, was to respond to a challenge and compensate. And some of our compensations are admirable, or no, if you will. I mean, somebody responds to the challenge of school and then gets good grades and it becomes a doctor or a lawyer or something. Or they were poor when they were a kid and they don't want to be poor, so then they build a big business. See what I mean? Okay, well, that's all right. But all I'm saying is that in life, we must learn how to do things and accomplish things and even be successful for just so that it is natural. See, it's an outpouring of talents and interests that God gave you with a little bit of the unseen hand of God making things so that it happens. You see what I mean? And on the other hand, maybe you're not cut out for that kind of stuff. You're cut out for something else. So you keep responding to challenges and falling on your face and failing. And you know, you hated your dad because he was poor and the other kids had money, and you were embarrassed, and so you tried really hard to make a lot of money, but it didn't work, and so you fell on your face. All right, so you fell on your face. So you pick yourself up and you see that, and then just go about your life, do what you can, but begin to question and to wonder and to watch the subtle movements of your mind and see how you how a lot of the things that are going on there are dishonest or sneaky or evasive, or they're out of resentment or out of anger. And and the closer you get to um, to your Creator with this blessed state of consciousness, the more life will become like you were when you were a little child, and you looked forward to a day of adventure and discovery, and you discovered many things, and it was a marvelous journey, wasn't it? Well, your life will become more and more like that. Even if you're 70 years old, you get up in the morning, you don't know what you're going to do. You go out in the garden and you do something. You go somewhere, you talk to people. It's beautiful. And with this lightheartedness, this lack of this innocence, this lack of guile, you will be spontaneous. You will be truthful. And and people who like that will be attracted to that. And not only that, you might even be able to help some other people. See, and you set a good example. And you will see a lot of your mistakes. And in the beginning, it's very painful to see that you hated your mom, you hated your dad, that sort of thing. It's very painful. But then after you've seen those and been sorry in the light, repented by the light, you see you're wrong, you regret what you see about yourself. Maybe you cry some tears, and you wipe the tears away, and then you go about your life. And you realize at some point that you've been forgiven, that God doesn't hate you. He just wants you to see your little mistakes and not make them anymore. And be sorry for the ones that you made. That's it. Not sorry in front of other people, but sorry, before your conscience. And then this whole new wonderful world of discovery and adventure will open up for you. And it all hinges on finding this blessed state of mind where you are not hypnotized, you're not lost in emotions, you're not caught up in drama, you're not resentful, you're not making something too important, so you're constantly rushing toward it. Instead, you stand back and you have a little bit of detachment. The mystics talk about being a little bit detached. And you have a thoughtful approach to life. And you find this blessed state of mind through which will then come. See, so it leads to a need. When you honestly don't know what to say, you have a need, don't you? A need to say the right thing or do the right thing, and you don't know what it is. That's a true need, and God answers that need. You don't know what to do with your life. You honestly don't know. You want to do what's right and be fair to people and responsible and all that, but you honestly don't know. He will answer that sort of need. See? So, I think you got the idea. So that's what I wanted to say today. Now, the meditation that I have is helpful. It's a little technology, a little biofeedback, if you will. It's so simple, but it helps you to to um, to 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 find that blessed state of mind, that little bit of detachment. All right, it helps you get started. Let's put it that way. It helps you get started. So that's what I wanted to say today.